Top of the morning to you, and welcome to Croke Park in Dublin, Ireland, as our international series kicks off with a battle of two of the top teams in the NFL this season. It's the Minnesota Vikings coming in with a 1-2 record that doesn't represent them too well, led by J.J. McCarthy. And out comes Aaron Rodgers-led Pittsburgh Steelers on a 2-game winning streak. Week number 4 has arrived, and with it brings international football back in Europe once again. First game ever played in Dublin. The NFL continues to expand their international series year after year. And Irish football fans got a taste of college ball last year with the Georgia Tech and Florida State game back in week 0. And now they get a taste of some of the big leagues here. With the Vikings and the Steelers, we get to see J.J. McCarthy first. And off we go with the Boswell kickoff. Minnesota on the return from the 6-yard line will take it up to the 28. And that is where J.J. McCarthy will get his day started. Minnesota has dropped 2 straight Sunday Night Football loss in week 2, 36-34. High scoring affair there against the Atlanta Falcons is where it all started to slip up and go wrong. As we welcome everybody here joining me today, E.G. John Zeller, Leontre, A-Rod, everybody else joining me throughout. Here we go. McCarthy beginning from the 28-yard line. And he's going to drop back deep. T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith give it chase, but not in time. There's Justin Jefferson. And the offense of Minnesota off to a hot start here. Gain of 16 on the opening play. I have the Vikings for this one. No clue who I have for the second one. Don't forget we got a doubleheader today. This is game 1 of 2. Commanders-Falcons coming your way back in the States here later. This is the first 9:30 game of the 2025 season. McCarthy off the play action. Going deep again. Justin Jefferson is 2 for 2. A lot of talk through the grapevine about Justin Jefferson not receiving enough targets, not getting enough love through the air. And here he is in week number 4 with the opening 2 targets and catches, both for first downs. Aaron Jones looking for some love here on 1st and 10. Gonna get some, but Cameron Hayward with the tackle for loss. As we meet the Steeler defense for today, Derek Harmon, the rookie, Cam Hayward, Keanu Benton, Yaya Black, T.J. Watt, Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, and Alex Highsmith. Up front, Darius Slay, Joey Porter Jr., and now Jalen Ramsey, Deshaun Elliott, and Juan Thornhill make up the starting Pittsburgh Steeler defense. Not doing much, though, on Justin Jefferson. Wide open again inside the 20. And the Vikings continue to attack through the air as we meet their offense. J.J. McCarthy at QB1 this season. Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Jalen Naylor, T.J. Hockenson, and Josh Oliver. Offense full of J's, but here is Aaron Jones to the left side, trying to hit the top edge. And he'll take 2 on his second carry. What up, Retro? Yeah, unfortunately, we are technically at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. There is no Dublin, Ireland yet in Madden 25, but we'll get that in Brazil in Madden 26, we hope. Aaron Jones gets back to a net 0 there on his second carry. Looking to get into the positives here, and he will with another 2-yard pickup. Down to the 15-yard line. What up, Game & Lab HD? Sets up the first 3rd down in this game, with the Pittsburgh defense looking to do what they do best, and that is force red zone turnovers. And get some stops here. What up, Bartholomew? What up, Cali Jack? And here we go. Irish fans are on their feet here at Croke Park as the handoff goes to Aaron Jones up the middle, and Patrick Queen going to shut that one down. And them running the football there really makes you think they might be eyeing going forward here on 4th down. And all signs will be pointing towards McCarthy keeping his offense out there. We will see, though, what the final choice is, and that is exactly correct. Fullback C.J. Ham checking in on here on a 4th and 3. The handoff goes to Aaron Jones, who hits the edge, and he's going to find the end zone on the lunge for the opening touchdown in Ireland. Vikings strike first on the opening possession. And for a guy that couldn't get it started early on, had 3 carries for just 2 yards, that's a way to finish the drive. Steeler defense unable to get off the field, and they give up a touchdown on 4th and 3. Most of those outside carries tend to get swallowed up Got to respect, though, Minnesota knew they were going for it from 3rd and 6. And they played that one pretty smart. Here's Will Reichert on now for what these fans love to see. Some kicking. It's up and good. Vikings take a 7-0 lead after the opening possession. Pick'em split for today is 16-14 in favor of the Minnesota Vikings, so nearly a 50-50 split for the second evening in a row, which means a lot are going to fall, and only a handful are going to stay unbeaten. What up, Silver Knight? Looking forward to see all that. I got to read A-Rod's predictions. Kind of glanced over those. Leaving predictions here. 2 interceptions in the second half, 1 in the first. Sounds good. See if it happens. Will Reichert going to return the favor. Turn it over to Pittsburgh. Recently got their second win in a row over the unbeaten New England Patriots. That return out to the 26-yard line. We'll see this new branded offense of Pittsburgh coming out here today. Very interesting matchup, I agree. 2 quarterbacks that are new in their team system. I guess McCarthy technically isn't new to the system, but has not played an NFL snap yet, so there is that statistic for you. Steeler offense opened up with a DK Metcalf touchdown on the opening play last week, and they're going downfield again, but Calvin Austin paid the price. Harrison Smith hits him hard and forces that one ajar. We'll meet the Steeler offense now for today. Aaron Rodgers at QB1 this year. Jalen Warren, rookie Caleb Johnson at running back. DK Metcalf, Robert Woods, Calvin Austin, and Roman Wilson at wide receiver. Pat Freiermuth and Darnell Washington make up the tight ends. That is your starting Steeler offense as Rodgers going back through the air again. And there's Cordell Patterson. Unk gets unlimited snaps on this offense. What up, LaShawn? Yes, sir, doubleheader. Honest to goodness, I think both these games are terrific. I'm actually looking forward to the second game between the Commanders and Falcons, both at 2-1, more than this one. We'll see, though. Entertainment should be unlimited. International Series 10 to bring out some of the best in individuals. Will that trend continue here? Handoff inside, Andrew Van Ginkel right there to take down Jalen Warren. 1-yard pickup as we meet the Viking defense for today. Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, Harrison Phillips, and Taiki Taimani on the defensive line. Jonathan Grenard, Ivan Pace Jr., Blake Cashman, Andrew Van Ginkel at linebacker. Isaiah Rodgers, Mekhi Blackman, Byron Murphy Jr., Josh Metellus, and Harrison Smith make up the remaining defense. Handoff again goes to Warren. And that time it's good for a 3-yard gain. So Pittsburgh now faces a similar fate on 3rd down, nearing the midway point of the period. Packer Pride has McCarthy and Santori as DK. Sounds good. Some fantasy implications in the opening game. Aaron Rodgers now from the pistol on the opening 3rd down for Pittsburgh. High snap is collected. Rodgers on the check down. Never going to work out, though. Jalen Warren picks up 3. And that is that. Speaking of which, what up, Sansoria? What up, SM? How's DK doing? That was their first possession. Did not see the football. A lot of Jalen Warren. And that's about it. Cameron Johnston on for the punt here. Pittsburgh coming up empty-handed on their opening possession. Vikings send the house there. Doesn't pay off. Or does it? In the long run, that is only a 25-yard punt out at the 29. So J.J. McCarthy looking to change nothing from that opening possession. Started out with 2 deep first down balls to Justin Jefferson. And Aaron Jones did the rest there inside the red zone. Try to keep it up here. Pittsburgh going to up the pressure on 1st and 10. McCarthy off the bootleg, steps right, throws on the run, and he'll find his backup tight end, Josh Oliver. His first catch of the afternoon. What's up, Blake Connerly? Doing well myself. Hopefully you are doing just as good. Might work out for me if the Steelers are playing behind. You're thinking long run. I like that mentality. Now that the pick'em's cooked for you. 6-yard gain there for the backup tight end. And again, McCarthy going to look deep through the air, downfield, and some separation for Jordan Addison, taken down inside the red zone. McCarthy becoming a deep ball merchant. Darius Slay saves a touchdown, but how long can they prolong this Viking offense from getting there? Steeler defense sleepy early on. And that's going to bring C.J. Ham back into the ballgame. on 1st and 10, which means a pitch going outside to Aaron Jones, looking for the same touchdown, and this time going nowhere. Next stream is legit coming up as soon as I'm done here. Not sure what time exactly. Should be around 9:30, I'm anticipating. Huge matchup, though, for seeding in the NFC. In the NFC South, extravaganza begins with that game, too. All 4 teams 2-1 in that division. Competition at a premium. Here's TJ Watt with his first big play. A 2-yard tackle for loss on Aaron Jones. And that brings up a 3rd and 12. Pittsburgh might have answered the call when the phone was ringing at its loudest. Pretty sure that game is in Atlanta. I have to double check, though. Going to be a big game no matter what. 4 targets on the weak side of McCarthy here. On a 3rd and 12, likely going to look to the end zone, and he does to the back corner and nearly picked off. Darius Slay had both hands on the football that time. Could not bring him down. I'm a Browns fan. For better or for worse. Minnesota will settle for a field goal. Not coming up empty-handed, though. 36-yard attempt coming up here for Will Reichert. And the Minnesota Vikings have a 10-point lead in Dublin. Always remember the Falcons and the Devil. Well, Devil obviously doesn't work hard on Sundays because Atlanta couldn't pull through in that Super Bowl. If that's the running joke we're going with this year. Whatever works out best. Have to check the pick-up split for the second game, too. Pretty sure it's actually a little bit more one-sided than I'd imagine. Steelers on the return. Got to get their offense going here. Down by 2 scores, and a return out to the 26. Not helping them out too much there. Yeah, it's 25-5 in favor of Washington. I'm kind of shocked by that. I, for one, picked Atlanta, so I actually might be the last pick-up standing if Minnesota and Atlanta win today. Wouldn't shock me. 28-3 never gets old. Can't imagine having to deal with that up till present day. Hey, that held my heart. Fair enough. Rodgers and the Steeler offense back to it here. Needing a score, down by 10, but Jalen Warren is going nowhere again. Andrew Van Ginkel in his back pocket like a handkerchief. Sets up a 2nd and 10. Well, everybody collectively throw your prayers in the chat for me that my console stays intact internally for this game, knowing that we're overseas. Both these teams had some interesting games last year in similar circumstances, as Warren will pick up 6 there. I believe the Vikings actually went overseas last year. I don't exactly remember what we had internationally. Kind of forget. I know there were some bad games last season, though. Irish fans, though, treated to a pretty good contest here. Screen passes out there, caught by Patterson, and an offensive lineman caught a body. Isaac Siamalu with a heck of a block out in front. And that's the first down. The overseas curse, no crashes for real. Jacksonville did play twice last year, didn't they? Yeah. I think it was the Vikings and Jets maybe last year. That sounds familiar. In now to the final minute of the opening quarter. Here goes Rodgers, well protected, and should have been picked off right there. Blake Cashman jumped that one perfectly. Lurked it. But no reward for the middle linebacker. First screen to work in the last 3 games. That actually worked out very, very well. Good timing there. It's all about the rhythm in the offense, and having a new quarterback might take a little bit to get used to. Minnesota bringing pressure. Rodgers is a professional in these circumstances. And there's the first catch of the afternoon for DK Metcalf. Or the morning, depending on where you're watching from, I suppose. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, as they would say. Oh, there's nothing better, Santorio. Nothing better at all. Metcalf with a 6-yard catch there. Sets up a 3rd and 4. This time the Vikings rush 4, and that means Metcalf wide open. First down catch for DK. Number 4 with the catch. Whole lot of 4s there. And that should take us to the end of the opening quarter. Minnesota out to a hot start early on here. Will carry a 10-0 lead into the second quarter. Rodgers going to step up to the line, though, and not get the snap away. End of one. McCarthy over 100 yards passing. All these fans lucky to have such a good contest between these two teams. As we enter the second quarter, Rodgers is going off the play action to Warren and going toward the sideline. There's Pat Freiermuth. First catch for the tight end today. What up, King Chavert? I'm indeed a football sicko, so I will wake up. Oh, absolutely. I did it too all year last year. Heck, I'm an international football fan. I'm a European soccer fan. I love waking up on Saturday mornings to the crisp fall air and watching my club sell in devastating fashion. Muth getting going. There's his first catch. Rodgers looking to feed some more open targets. Steps to his right. Has all the time in the world. And he'll pick out an open target. There's Jonnu Smith. I was wondering who that was. First catch today for the Miami Dolphin. A part of that trade with Jalen Ramsey and Minkah Fitzpatrick coming over from the Dolphins. First catch for him as a Steeler. How much offense he'll bring to the table remains a mystery for now. There's a pass that is lost on the ground and scooped up by Minnesota. Not sure if he survived the ground. This one will be reviewed in all likelihood. Interesting call there from the officials. Definitely going to warrant a second look. Robert Woods going to ground. And to me, that looks like an incompletion or maybe a catch at the bare minimum, but no turnover. Huh. Yeah, this is Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. There is no Dublin, Ireland. There is no Croke Park in Madden 25. So I do what I can, and that's about it. No different than our Brazil game. I had that in Mexico, I'm pretty sure. Is what it is there. But we will get our review as anticipated. And we'll get some more good camera angles here. Yeah, left knee of Robert Woods down. And I guess the question now becomes, did he extend the football long enough to consider that a catch? We'll find out. What up, Flash Gordon? And the answer is yes. So Pittsburgh getting off not only lucky that they retained possession, but fortunate to have the first down as well. All right. Where the Madden 25 does it at Brazil. They actually might. I might have lied about that. That game was a while ago. Can't remember off the top of my head. Cordell Patterson checking in here on a 1st and 10. Rodgers going down the middle and again going to find Robert Woods, this time hanging on for certain. That'll be an 8-yard pickup. Things to like about these teams: Vikings wide receivers and the defensive coordinator. Steelers like their O-line, need a QB, like their special teams coach too. Dude's an absolute football guru. Game respects game. Warren checks in now for Patterson. On a 2nd and 2, going to block here for Rodgers, who steps up and is sacked. Jonathan Allen, the big fella, and former Washington Commander, swallows up the pocket. What up, LaShawn, already? Try to trade for Trey Palmer. Interesting. Steelers love their mediocre wide receivers, I swear. Very weird kink that they have at the black and gold. Minnesota once again looking for a stand. This time from their own 9-yard line. Rodgers, though, goes right side and wide open, diving for the end zone. Pat Freiermuth. Pittsburgh on the board. Steelers continue to make things interesting. And this team is undefeated with Aaron Rodgers for a reason, finding his open targets when they matter most on 3rd down. There you have it. Wrong guy. Unfortunately true. Rodgers watched the Darrell tape and said, I like that idea. I guess. The Darnold tape. Yes. Strawberry Mentos are gas, man. Haven't had those in a minute. Extra point here for Chris Boswell, the Wizard of Boz. And he'll knock this one up and through. Still just the one miss all year. And their overtime victory in a week 2 over the Seattle Seahawks, who are now on a 3-game skid. Well, not a time to have a team in the NFC West, but what a time to have a team in the NFC South, let me tell you. What up, GDS? Feel bad for Trey Palmer. He's been buried in that Bucs depth chart. He's still really good. Same with, Sterling Shepard. I'm not saying he's as good, but I kind of feel, he's not a wide receiver 5, don't get me wrong. I feel bad for Jalen McMillan. I mean, he had a terrific rookie season. They're like, you know what? Just for that, demotion. Wide receiver 4. I don't really get the Emeka Egbuka trade or draft pick at all, unless they want to trade him here soon. I don't know. Vikings, though, will take over. Their lead is trimmed down to a field goal. And a half-decent return out to the 28-yard line sees J.J. McCarthy 72 yards away from the end zone. 18 people in chat. Good time to remind you guys to drop a like if you haven't yet already. Shooting for 12 in our first game of a 2-game doubleheader this evening. Got the Commanders and Falcons coming up for you. After the conclusion of this one, we'll head back to the United States of America. Vikings going to have to spend 2 weeks in a row overseas as they play the Browns in London in week number 5. And here's a handoff to Aaron Jones. He'll lose one more. Trying to see who that is right there. Isaiah Loudermilk, who spells his name with 2 H's. How unique. Think Cal Riley ties the record tomorrow? Is it the Grand Slams record? Because he very well might. Pittsburgh going to put 5 now on the line of scrimmage here. Looking to scream at McCarthy, who goes off the play action, steps right. Hayward giving chase, and Watt's going to get his sack. McCarthy simply had no exit route. And Pittsburgh coming up big defensively. Most homers hit before the All-Star break. Oh, that one. I don't know, man. Does he need 1 to break it or 1 to tie? Because he'll probably get 1 tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, I feel bad for Trey Palmer as well. Has to be a passing down here for McCarthy on 3rd and 13. Quick outside pass to Hawkinson, but he's well short. Well played there by Darius Slay. McCarthy had no good protection there. Had no idea what the right tackle was doing. Just let TJ Watt walk to the quarterback there. Nothing good coming out of that play. And that'll bring on a punt. The first today for the Vikings. Ryan Wright will step into this one. And this is a booming kick. Tons of arc underneath of this one. And the Steelers will have a return out to the 30. So Rodgers now with a chance to tie or take the lead with 6:15 to go in the second quarter. As a Cubs fan, I can't believe how PCA is broken out this year. It's a pretty good thing. I'm glad every team, for the most part, seems to have at least one player that does pretty good. Even the Rockies. 6 1/4 to go now in the second quarter. Rodgers and the Steelers looking to take their first lead here as Warren shows good patience, and he'll be blessed with a 3-yard gain there. Ivan Pace Jr., actually, that is Blake Cashman on the tackle there. Those two share the middle of the field. That one, Falcons fan, what's going on, man? Got your Birds playing later tonight. Hopefully you'll be there for that at 9:30. They're up to a 2-1 start with up Josiah Hernandez. Steelers looking to continue down the field here. After Warren picks up 3, gets the football once again. There's Andrew Van Ginkel this time to bring him down. Minnesota does a terrific job not letting running backs escape the box. No long rushes given up. Aside from week 2, Bijan Robinson had a breakout game. That's aside the point. That game was full of chaos to the maximum. The big fella Darnell Washington in the backfield here as a fullback on 3rd and 2. Throws a good block and Warren picks up the first down as we hit the midway point of the second quarter. Tell you what, if there is a Vita Vea, Aaron Donald offensive player that you could compare the archetype of, Darnell Washington is that guy. Absolute beast of a build. He should try the NBA when he's all said and done. Drive going to continue, though, for Pittsburgh. Handoff goes to Patterson. His first rush of the game, and it's a good one. 9 yards picked up there for Unk. Cal Riley's been the shining light for the Mariners this season? Absolutely. I mean, there's not too bright of a light for Mariner fans. That game they choked against the Yankees a couple nights ago. They had a 98% chance to win. Bewildering. Crazy. DK Metcalf, one-on-one up top. Got to keep an eye on him. Had a breakout game last week. Football, though, finds Freiermuth once again. And the Steelers starting to pile on the first downs on their 3rd possession. Gotta love Cordell Patterson. I mean, Caleb Johnson's running back, too. Madden just, I don't know. Might just take Patterson off the roster as a whole at this point. But sometimes it's entertaining. Johnson gets some carries here and there. Rookie gonna have to wait his turn, though. Might need some more practice experience first Calvin Austin in motion, gets the handoff, and Andrew Van Ginkel sniffed that one out from the get-go. I think we're close to 7 or 8 tackles for losses now. Between these two teams, defenses have been doing terrifically up at the line of scrimmage. Bad day to have either running back for the fantasy. Good thing none of us do. Inside of 3.5 minutes to go now. Rodgers has 2 targets to his left and right as he rolls left, trying to evade a sack, but Van Ginkel's got him. And I believe there's an injury. Is this to Rodgers? It is. Aaron Rodgers going down, and that's a big blow for Pittsburgh. Wow. Well, I have to figure out what the injury was there. Something about Minnesota Vikings and playing backup quarterbacks. That's starting to become a feat here. What a huge blow for Pittsburgh. Wow. Aaron Rodgers out now with injury. How long that'll last, we don't know. So here comes Mason Rudolph to rescue the season and the day here in Dublin. That's a 1-yard out route. Not really going to work out too well for him. Honest to goodness, though, they are not too disappointed just to get off the field and see if their defense can get them to halftime. No idea what's happening there with Rodgers. He didn't appear to be on the table, which tells me it's not a leg injury. I'm anticipating wrist or concussion. Johnston, though, on for the punt. And this is a pretty good one, out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Good punt there. Bingo for the good punts in chat. As we have 24 people in here for our first international game of the season. Hopefully you guys are enjoying. Let me know in the comments who you're rooting for this one, between the 1-2 Vikings and the 2-1 Steelers. Have to get word at halftime. If the Steelers can get to that point, here goes Aaron Jones up the middle. And at this rate, their offense will be back on before the 2-minute warning. Peyton Wilson there, the NC State Wolfpack graduate, with the tackle. The terrible bruised sternum. Ugh. That's a rough thing to injure, let me tell you. McCarthy now with an empty backfield. Steelers rushing 4. JJ will check this one down, caught by Naylor. And that's a first down for Minnesota. First catch of the afternoon for Jalen Naylor. And he'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Some more intrigue in this one as we're back within 3 points. But Aaron Rodgers, the rest of his afternoon looks uncertain with the injury. We'll find out what happens in the remainder of this one. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium bailing us out for not having Dublin. Tight end TJ Hawkinson here. Going to block first and now acts as a receiver. And going downfield again, McCarthy finds Jordan Addison. Darius Slay been given way too much cushion all day long. And again finds out that is not the answer to his problems. Winds up another first down catch. 1.5 now to go. Vikings still hanging on to all 3 timeouts. Outside pass caught by Hawkinson. And he's able to touch chalk there. Stop the clock with a $1:27. Just like Santa asking Rudolph to save my ass tonight. That's a hell of a comment. I think that one's going to have to get pinned. Unless A-Rock calls a pick. You'll get that for now. What up, Trex? Hawkinson able to stop the clock there, getting out of bounds on the 4-yard pickup. McCarthy stepping to his right now, stepping up in the pocket, and he'll lose a yard that time. Don't think he ever saw Nick Herbig coming up top. What a Vikings fan. It had to. That was creative. I liked it a lot. Got to be pin worthy. Quickly now back to the line. A minute to go in the second quarter. McCarthy checks it down to Hawkinson right at the line. They will give him the first down. And the Vikings will take their first time out. Awfully close there on the spot. Guess the tie goes to the runner in football too. Minnesota across midfield. Ran into the defense. Never saw him from his blind side. Hard to see through these helmets nowadays. All the bars and everything else in front of them. Vikings now in a run-heavy offense, but McCarthy still not afraid to fire this one outside. And it's incomplete. Alex Highsmith that time at coverage. This Pittsburgh defense so creative. because of the hybrid players like Nick Herbig, TJ Watt, and Alex Highsmith, and their ability to play linebacker. More often than not, though, rushing the quarterback. Watt did on that play. In the box this time, though. See if he blitzes from a deeper position. Not this time around. McCarthy going to target him. There goes Jalen Naylor out in open space. And JPJ takes him down. And inside the 30, they are well within field goal range now. Only a matter of taking care of the clock. TJ Watt dropped way too far back in coverage there. Found out the hard way. Surprisingly, Minnesota not using either of their timeouts. Here goes McCarthy. Step it up and now slinging this one down the middle. And inside the 5 and into the end zone. Jalen Naylor, 3 weeks in a row with the touchdown. Vikings find the end zone late in the second quarter. No quitting this offense as J.J. McCarthy finds his first touchdown in Dublin. Jalen Naylor pulling away there from the secondary. Strip sack would have been huge. I guess that also works just the same. Should be enough time for Rodgers to sling the football deep to DK Metcalf if possible. It is a different wide receiver from Minnesota popping off every week. I think this is actually a Jefferson week. As the extra point is up and good for Will Reichard. Vikings back ahead by their maximum 10. No joke, though. This offense kind of lethal. The 3 J's are inevitable. Justin, Jordan, and Jalen. You just can't stop them. Like that TLC show, 18 kids and counting. 18 wide receivers and counting. If you want to throw TJ Hawkinson, Josh Oliver, Jordan Mason, and Aaron Jones in there as well. Unlimited J's from Minnesota. As they'll kick it off. And from the end zone, Pittsburgh will take a return. And some patient returning here from Roman Wilson. Only out to the 21. Yeah, from Steelers fans, TJ Watt got a new contract. They don't sleep on the rookie wide receiver Ty Fallon. I don't know what's going on with the TJ Watt news right now. I think they'll figure it out, though. I can't imagine them walking away from a guy like TJ Watt. We'll see. See if Pittsburgh wants to take a shot here. Handoff is going to go to Warren, and he'll stay patient and find a nice gap. But neither team wants to hang on. Mason Rudolph still out there. And that will take us to halftime. Vikings strike late. And will carry a 17-7 advantage to the break. And the Steelers will begin half number 2 with the football. Still looking like Mason Rudolph will lead them out there from what we can see. And I'll get the live poll out here. See you guys real quick. We got winning based on the scoring scenario, the Vikings, the Steelers, or a tie ball game. Always an option. What are they going to do? All the second-round picks, they aren't signed yet. Training camp starts next week. I don't know, man. Steelers open up the second half with the football. And another mediocre return out to the 24. Viking special teams getting hungry, just like their defense. Mason Rudolph back out there once again. Rodgers still as fragile as glass. How many second-round picks have actually been signed? I'm pretty sure the Browns have like one of only 2 with Carson Schweschinger. Linebacker at UCLA. Hoping to help out their defense. Handoff here is from Rudolph to Jalen Warren. And he'll pick up 2. What happened to Rodgers? He got hurt on an Andrew Van Ginkel sack back in the second quarter. What he injured? Not sure. If he'll be back? Also unknown. Joe Flacco went down last week and came back, but Kirk Cousins led the way after the Penix injury last week. That remains a mystery at this point. Rudolph get a handoff to Warren, and he'll lose 3. Javon Hargrave tucks number 30 into his grave a little bit premature. And that's a 3rd and 11 coming up. Just 2? That's crazy, man. I don't know. Dare I say the players are getting greedy? Rudolph now going to have to guide the Pittsburgh offense here on a 3rd down and 11. Well protected, has all day to pick out somebody open downfield, and he'll finally step and fire. Wide open Freiermuth across the 50. Salute to the offensive line. And the Vikings only rushed 3 that time. Jonathan Allen almost had a Rudolph there off the edge. Just enough time for Freiermuth to split the seams and get wide open. How about that? Rudolph and Freiermuth connecting. Once again, like it's 2023, the handoff up the middle goes to Jalen Warren, who's inside the 40. You know, people always assume that because I'm a Browns fan, I don't like Mason Rudolph. I'll have to be honest, one of my favorite Pittsburgh Steelers players. Oklahoma State Cowboy. I love my Oklahoma State football players, I can't lie. Chuba Hubbard, another one of my favorites. Rudolph again, showing pass here from the empty. 4-man rush this time, still not enough to get home. There's Metcalf. 11-yard pickup for DK. Steelers going to have to figure it out from here on out, although right now the team that needs to get their act together is the Vikings defense. Getting pushed back in their own half. Pittsburgh well within a place to bring us back within a possession. Mason Rudolph, though, getting hungry. Firing this one toward the end zone. Dropped incomplete by Freiermuth. Harrison Smith with his second breakup. And Muth wanted a penalty marker there, not going to get one. Quinshot Judkins get arrested, did he? Quinshot Judkins, I don't believe so. Would be news to me. Simple rush there. 7 minutes to go now in the third quarter. Real measure if he can stop Chuba. True. Pittsburgh back inside the red zone. 100% efficiency from here thus far today. Muth going to motion in and out, back out. Rudolph going back of the end zone. Overshoots Calvin Austin, but a late marker coming in. And the football down to the 1-yard line. Ooh, I don't know about that one. I'm going to take a second look. That's a terrible call. Steelers getting off lucky there. Harrison Smith called for the defensive pass interference. Questionable call. Nonetheless, is Rudolph going to fire left side. And there's DK Metcalf going low and hauling it in for the touchdown. It's Santorio on the board big time. Back within one score in Dublin. Mason Rudolph saving the day for Pittsburgh. Drive by drive, bit by bit. What up, Games? Near crash, did we almost have one there? That could have been dangerous. Thought we had a buffer. Should be all right, though. We did on that Jalen Warren rush. Wonder if that was my console or just the stream. Boswell on it to knock through the kick for the point after. It's up and good. And Pittsburgh cuts the lead back down to a field goal. Guess you don't need Aaron Rodgers today. Minnesota's lead trimmed down to 17-14. Rudolph just saved Christmas. I think no, it was not just you. I went back and looked. It was definitely the stream. Hoping it wasn't the clip too, because there was a first down carry I would have missed in there. I've cleared my cache on my console so many times, and I don't know. I think the hardware is just starting to break down. I plan on doing a deep cleaning at some point. I'm going to take apart the panels and get an can of air, go through and spray it soon. Vikings offense will begin their second half from the destination of this return, which is posed to be a big one, out to the 42-yard line. Best of the day, Steelers are 2-1, undefeated in the Aaron Rodgers era. However, might be at risk with him on the bench here. He'll still get credit for the loss as a starter. We'll have to wait and see how this game plays out. Steelers have the momentum back. Down to a 3-point game once again. Steeler defense now looking to force a turnover. McCarthy, downfield he goes. Jordan Addison will pick up 9. And he's starting to get going. Not quite how he had in that first half against the Atlanta Falcons. Still, though, having a satisfactory afternoon. Some people are built different, true. 3 tight end set here on 2nd and 1, which means the handoff goes to Aaron Jones, looking to bounce it outside, and he'll pick up 3. First down nonetheless, though. Vikings are nearing field goal range. They have little to no interest in that, though. Don't forget to get your live poll votes in. 14 people. And the majority right now believing in Minnesota with the injury to Aaron Rodgers. Still plenty of football to go here. Not quite at the midway point of the third quarter. Jalen Naylor in motion this time. Handoff goes to Aaron Jones, and Patrick Queen kills any hopes and ambitions. Candera is kind of genius, though. I mean, when you really think about it, has a lot of use. Does some beautiful things in this world. Jones now to the right side of McCarthy. 4 targets to pick out, and there's another one. His running back actually will find 5 yards there. Well, the check down. Patrick Queen makes another play. Jalen Ramsey picking coming. That would be nasty. A-Rod's already 0 on his prediction. No interceptions in the first half. He called a shot, but it didn't quite happen. Minnesota has only converted a single third down this entire afternoon. Looking for their second here from the Pittsburgh 40, and a high football collected there by Naylor. Important catch down the middle. And he will bail out J.J. McCarthy. Drive remains alive. I hope you guys know I desperately wanted to open up the stream with, in an Irish accent for a good minute straight. Couldn't bring myself to do it, though. Vikings now inside the 35. And McCarthy off the play action from the I formation. Goes deep and low. Justin Jefferson's hands are not by his ankles. And unfortunately, that means that's an incompletion. Only converting 1 third down and still winning. Sounds like a Pittsburgh type of loss, if you ask me. They find funny ways to win and lose collectively. 2nd and 10 at the 33-yard line. Addison in motion this time. McCarthy again looking deep downfield. This time will connect in stride. Naylor again. Jacksepticeye impression win. I've been watching so many of their old prop punt videos recently. I did open up the stream with the top of the morning to you. I will say that, though. I grew up on those 4. Always fun to go back and reminisce. Minnesota knocking on the doorstep of the red zone here. Well, Pittsburgh brings some extra pressure. They will not. McCarthy goes down the middle, and he's intercepted. Picked off at the 10-yard line by Deshaun Elliott. And there's the first. Pittsburgh gets the takeaway. Year after year, it's the red zone defense of Pittsburgh that bails them out, and McCarthy simply never saw the safety down deep in the box there. Pittsburgh looking dangerous for a comeback. Something about Minnesota and having a king for losing to backup quarterbacks. I don't know, man. Imagine if that was Ramsey, it would have been pretty cool. Not this time around, though. They will have to wait at least one more possession. Steelers, though, more than happy to take back over. It is still Mason Rudolph leading the charge, and Jalen Warren with his longest carry today, as that one goes for 16. We'll hit the 3-minute mark now of the third quarter. I think we're going to be tied come the fourth, which is awesome. Judkins was rested this morning. I just looked it up. I haven't seen anything interesting. 1st and 10 up to the 26 again. Metcalf in press coverage, but Warren has his number called, and rightfully so. That's a 5-yard pickup. Tackle made by Ivan Pace Jr. Oh, you're right. 12 minutes ago, rookie Quinshon Judkins arrested in Fort Lauderdale. What? What did bro do? I formation now. Darnell Mooney. Or pardon me, that is Darnell Washington in at fullback. As up top is Jalen Warren. What did Quinshon Judkins do? Man. Can we just make good decisions one time? Goodness, man. Appreciate the info. 3-yard carry there for Warren. Sets up 3rd and 2. And he has his number called once again. Good downfield blocking. Tackle made by Harrison Smith. But Jalen Warren taking over. What up, Job Breezy? That's what I'm saying, man. I'm not sure it's Rex. Let me see if I can find your pick 'em real quick. It is an almost even split, 16-14 in favor of Minnesota today. Get yours real quick. Another run-heavy formation here for Pittsburgh, and why not let the running back continue to feast? Patient there again. That's a 3-yard gain. And yes, you did have Pittsburgh. Darnell Mooney suddenly appears on the Steelers roster so he can drop passes for Mason Rudolph, I guess. Accidentally stumbled him there. I was very distracted by that news. It was nowhere but on Twitter. Mary Kay hadn't even broken it yet. That's the Browns reporter. Disappointing. So many youngsters making wrong decisions early on in their career. Here goes Rudolph deep downfield, and down the sideline goes Freiermuth. Inside the 5, pushed out to the 3. Field is flipped, and Pittsburgh threatening to take their first lead in Dublin. Freiermuth over 100 yards receiving. That is the tight end to have this week, so it seems. And Minnesota selling out here on the run. Nobody on DK Metcalf up top. Handoff, though, goes to Warren, and they find the end zone anyway. Pittsburgh leads in Ireland. Disappointing for Santori, you got to say that much. Steelers find a way with their backup quarterback as they flip the script here on a 13-0 run. Had my choice of Trey Henderson or Judkins in my rookie draft, like Judkins, but kind of glad I went with my head and took Henderson. I preferred Henderson as a Browns fan in that draft. And obviously now that continues. I mean, I don't get it, man. Point after coming up here for Chris Boswell, as that is on the way, and it is good. I'm going to go to Twitter real quick and see if I can figure out what exactly he did, because they're just saying he was arrested and nothing more. I'm hoping it's like a major speeding violation. Alleged arrest description is touch or strike battery / domestic violence. Okay, we're cooked. Well, Jerome Ford running back one once again, but yeah, we couldn't re-sign Nick Chubb for a couple $1 million. The world's biting Andrew Berry in the ass right now. Goodness gracious. Feeling so good about the pickup until right now, me too. I was hoping to at least get to game 2 of the doubleheader, but that might not happen. Third quarter starting to tick away, and Minnesota's hopes and ambitions of 500 are as well. Spiraling out of control. J.J. McCarthy got to take back what was once his. About to get got by Mason Rudolph? I guess so, man. Something like that. Somebody already made the Guangdong Tigers thing for Quinn Shot. Oh, boy. One more snap here in the third quarter. All Steelers until Minnesota could answer here downfield. Triple coverage doesn't matter for number 3. Addison with a deep reception. That's how you end the quarter on a high note. It's the Vikings 17, the Steelers 21 at the end of 3. Flipping the field in a single play. Handoff here goes to Aaron Jones, and he cuts right side, breaks one tackle, still going. He'll pick up 8 total. One heck of an introduction to this drive from Minnesota. Their offense taking no prisoner. Absolute beauty. Browns have terrible luck. You know it, friend. Josh Oliver in here as a second tight end. Handoff goes to Jones up the middle. That's a first down carry. 4-yard pickup up to the 31. Bad decision, great play, I agree. High-end talent bails out Minnesota. That's a tale that Pittsburgh has heard year after year. See if their high-end talent can come up high. Once again, looking to rush 5, maybe even more here on first down and 10. TJ Watt itching at the bone. Handoff goes to Jones again. Patrick Queen meets him for his 8th tackle. Josh Oliver is a pretty underrated tight end, too. Looking forward to Arch. You have no idea. I'll see him firsthand when they come to Columbus in week 1 to take on Ohio State. High key, think Texas will win that game. 3-yard gain there for Aaron Jones. And again, they're going to put their full faith in him. And why not? Inside the red zone. What a hit, though, from TJ Watt. And Jones had to earn every one of those 10 yards. Minnesota, though, threatening to take their lead back. I'm here for it. Why not? trying to keep the football out of the hands of J.J. McCarthy as much as possible in the red zone. Aaron Jones going to give it one more go up top, and this time neutralized. 26 people in chat. You got to like the stream if you haven't yet already. What more could you want? Massive comeback. Mason Rudolph playing as a backup after the Rodgers injury. You just can't love it anymore. Steelers looking for another turnover inside the 20. As McCarthy trying to save the day. The handoff goes to Jordan Mason, the former 49er. His first touch of the football of the afternoon. Juan Thornhill there with a tackle with Abilio. Yeah, Arch Manning, man. I mean, his last name's Manning. Surely the Browns aren't cursed enough to break that type of trend, right? We'll have to wait and see. Minnesota now looking for their third down conversion as McCarthy dropping back deep. Protection doesn't last all day, but just in time, Jordan Addison pulls free. And it's 1st and goal. This has been a pretty good game. I would concur. Pretty quick as well. Nobody wasting any time. Limited punting in this one. Some offense, some defense, and some special teams. A little bit of everything for everybody. Here goes Jones up the middle now, cutting it right side, looking for rushing touchdown number 2. Brought down by the last defender. Darius Slay up top. Who's going to be the Browns starting quarterback? Apparently Shitter's QB4. I don't buy that, though. I think Mary Kay's on a hate train. I don't think she likes Sanders very much. It's going to be Flacco, though, no matter what. Inside of 6 minutes now in the 4th quarter. McCarthy from the empty steps up and almost got away, but he'll lose 2. And the trend continues. Did Madden have a recent update that I just missed? Where, like, QBs love to run the football and waste possessions? How cooked are Minnesota? If McCarthy sucks, very. Quite frankly, I think that'll happen. Jordan Addison in press coverage at the bottom of the screen as McCarthy steps to his right, evading pressure, looking for the end zone himself, and he's going to find it. The escapability of J.J. McCarthy. Vikings lead again. 2 massive 3rd down conversions on this drive, including the touchdown to reinstate the Viking lead in Dublin. One heck of a drive there from J.J. McCarthy. Can Mason Rudolph save the day once again for Pittsburgh? They will have to hope. I think McCarthy has the potential. I'm not saying he's going to be bad his entire career. But after a 14-3 season, I don't think the expectations are low enough for a guy that's essentially a rookie, who in my opinion was a system quarterback in college. As the extra point up and good there for Will Riker. What a heck of a drive there, though. Let me shut up one time. Cedric Tillman dynasty shares needed to be Flacco. Oh, Cedric Tillman get a feast, man. I hope he ends up being something good. I don't think we have a very good wide receiver core by any means, but he might be a little light at the end of a dark tunnel. We'll see. Kickoff heading back toward Pittsburgh. Second lead change of the game. Yeah, torn meniscus is a brutal injury. Hard to overcome that. You really don't. You just have to endure. Pittsburgh will take back over. Return from the 4-yard line. This is a pretty good return. Out to the 27-yard line, and out comes. Let's see. Aaron Rodgers is back now. All right. Mason Rudolph's duties are over. QB1 is back. Honestly, I don't know if that's a good choice. I guess the perks have kicked in. And he has returned. Rodgers back out there for Pittsburgh. Perhaps right in time to save the day. Off the play action. Going deep on his first pass back. And he finds DK downfield. Metcalf going deep. Into field goal range already. Think of Tank Dell? Yeah, that's another brutal injury. I guess, man. Whatever it took, I'm going to need that. Into the final half now of the 4th quarter. Vikings bring an extra pressure. Patterson runs out of real estate and meets the forearms of Blake Cashman. 1 yard loss on the play. Listen to the mask off of the sidelines getting zooted. I guess, man. Shout out Future. Loss of one on the rush. Jalen Warren back in the game now. Vikings bringing 4. Rodgers goes downfield. There's Metcalf once again, pulling away with his breakaway speed. 25-yard pickup that time. And it's a 1st and 10 inside the 20. Madden will have that next year, hopefully. I need it quick. Need it ASAP. Steelers inside the red zone in the blink of an eye. Handoff goes to Warren, sheds a tackle, and rushes for 9, eclipses 100 total. How right was I? We had 1 interception. Although that happened in the second half. So your first half prediction was incorrect. Only one standing still is the interception that McCarthy threw. Warren picks up his 100th yard on his 19th carry. Here goes his 20th handoff, fighting to the line to gain. He's got it. Just barely. Makes it 1st and goal. I think Metcalf's having a heck of a game, actually, for Santori. Couple of deep balls down the middle, and that touchdown earlier in the 3rd quarter. Paying dividends here. Can he find his 2nd? Rodgers going to look his way, pointing out things on the offensive end. Deep drop back here as he steps to his right. Now looking to take off, and Jonathan Allen going to meet him in the backfield. It's a loss of 8 on the play. Rodgers forgot he was 41 years of age. And we'll see if that'll take us. We should have one more play here before the 2-minute warning at the minimum. We'll see, though. Back now to the 15-yard line is the Steeler offense. Handoff goes to Warren, trying to get back the lost yardage. Only picks up 1, and will take us to the 2-minute warning. Coming down to the wire in our first international game of the season. It's the Vikings 24, the Steelers 21 at the 2-minute warning. Jonathan Allen's a dog, man. Love me some J.A. from time to time. Fresh out of the 2-minute warning. Minnesota going to drop their linebackers. Rodgers going to look to the back of the end zone, and he is intercepted. Minnesota comes up big when it matters most. How about that? And from one Rodgers to another, Aaron Rodgers to Isaiah Rodgers on the interception. Never saw the corner. Jalen Warren, the intended target. Wow. That sack changed everything. Steelers had a guaranteed tie game in their bag. They should have kept Mason Rudolph. He would have led them to victory. Unfortunately, that might be how the cookie crumbles. Not over yet, though. Still time for Pittsburgh to get the football back. They need a stop, though. Justin Jefferson pitching inside. Fake jet sweep. Handoff goes to Jones. And he'll start this drive out with a 3-yard gain. 2 in the second half. There you go, Aaron. If only your first half prediction came true. Rodgers came back just in time to sell. He doesn't play very well overseas, does he? Must not have any dark therapy out there in Europe yet. That's a big play, though. Vikings coming down to the wire here. Looking to get back to 500. Here's Naylor fighting through some open space, and Naylor breaking away. That's a huge first down. It might just be the dagger. Ran into his own offensive player there. Believe that was a tight end. I think it was Hawkinson up top. Got stuck behind him. Looked like it was going for a loss. It's actually the left guard he got stuck on. Able to get away. And should take us to the end of this one. Steelers still have one more timeout. See if they can force the Vikings out of bounds. But Jones up the middle. Not going to have that happen. Final timeout taken by Pittsburgh. Yeah, 29 people in here. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. Also, don't forget, this is only game 1 of 2. We are back here momentarily for the Commanders and Falcons. in Atlanta. Should be a heck of a game between two 2-1 football teams. Jaden Daniels looking for his 3rd win in a row, if they can find it. Should be a tough road contest there. Handoff goes to Jones, and he'll pick up a yard this time. Ball up to the 40. Welcome back, Retro. Looking good for your guys today. JD5 is in. See if he can lock it in this week. Didn't have a very good week 3. Terrific week 2, though, in that win over the Packers. First down ends it indeed. Play clock is winding down as we are inside the final minute. McCarthy dropping back, looking to throw the football here. Kind of surprising. Now steps to his right, going to take off and do it himself. This game is over. Just like the touchdown that got him back in front. J.J. McCarthy going to end the game on his terms. And the Minnesota Vikings will get to 2-2. 2-0 Pick'em Club, where are we at? Stand proud. Let's go. Kneel down here from McCarthy. 1 of 2 in victory formation. Heck of a battle from Mason Rudolph, and the questions now going to become of Aaron Rodgers. Maybe they should have stayed on the field. What up, John Wayne Edison? 2-2 indeed. Let me look here real quick, Rob. One more victory formation kneel down here for McCarthy. And that is that. You got the Vikings today, my friend. Time is going to run out here in our first international game. And Minnesota off to a hot start in their 2-week campaign. 24-21 victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers. And there you have it. We'll check the stats real quick here. See who did what. As McCarthy, neither quarterback actually threw the football a lot at all. 22 combined passes between Rodgers and Rudolph. There are your rushing stats, though. Heck of a game for Jalen Warren. And Metcalf had a pretty good game as well, leading receivers in fantasy. But that is it for game number 1. We will see you guys here in about a half hour, 9:30 Eastern time, for the Commanders and Falcons. Jaden Daniels and Michael Penix Jr. Should be a heck of a game. Looking forward to it.